Yay! So this is going to be long and big. Most of these have been like under 3 minutes, and it's like, okay, fine. This one I know is going to be long. So the one thing that I'm going to say is this is clearly kind of getting the same vibes, kind of as Quintessential Quintuplet, which was a show that I did review a while ago. And it's about one person who's basically a tutor who goes into this area with these five people who are all sort of twins. They all look the same. And the whole vibe of it is essentially one of them, like How I Met Your Mother, one of them will fall in love with uh the sort of like protagonist, right? It's a fun show because a lot of the things is, even though we can see a difference, and I don't know if that's just kind of a thing with visual mediums, so you can at least see the difference between them because they are meant to seem differently. Unlike other shows where, like the Hakui twins from like Aku Host Club, where they are designed to look the same because that's the whole thing with them being identical. You get some differences, but I don't know if that's we see the difference so that they do have some parts of a difference, right? With this, uh, with that, it sort of shows the difference. But every time they sort of look the same or have are designed for that for the story, they do have the same hair color because that's the only thing that's different besides their outfits. It is interesting. There's a lot of shows of like the dad being a bit of a horrible person at the end, and it's really interesting. However, this is not that show. I bring that up because this has a very idea of five siblings, one guy, romance ensues. The only problem with that is, kind of not related. Neither of them are related. But if I had someone who I grew up with, and I feel like that's the point of the show, the point of the show is this awkwardness because they bring it up constantly. The youngest, this one here, because they're all like 5 years apart, which is a better thing because at the very least, it's like they're not doing anything about that. Because the main character is at least, I think, 2 years off either one of them. So it goes, I love it. I don't think this is the order. I think the order is youngest, second youngest, middle child, second, then this one, then this person here is the oldest. But I don't think that's the point. But the sort of person who's meant to be falling in love is essentially the same age as this person. And also, they're all adopted. So at the beginning of the show, all of these five people alongside one other, which I think is interesting. I like that they don't do none of you are biologically connected. This girl here has a twin brother who actually is a part of the show. Doesn't show up too much, but I like that is like you have, I think, seven of them, and you have two of them that have something, which is like fair. So also at this point, you had this. Actually, I'll go into that in a bit. So, like I said, this has been over 4 minutes by this point. Most of it talking about the other show, but this person had a confession even before knowing, and then kind of still has a confession and still wants to admit it. You kind of have these two not do much. They kind of have their moments, but it's kind of seen as more one being playful and one doing the science of it. Whilst these two, through certain things, slowly realize that maybe they also have these feelings. Now, here's the thing none of these people are biologically connected, besides this girl and one of the other brothers, but he's not, he already has a girlfriend. That's irrelevant. But all of them, assumedly, grew up together, lived together, And during one scene, you see that when they were younger, and as families, that's kind of a thing. You see them sort of share one of the room. It's kind of one of the things where it's like you have a bunch of like I think futons laying down, and I feel like that. Yeah, it's family. They're young. I don't know how young. I don't think they specifically say, but young, like I think 5 to 7. Plus either side, because again, 5 that would be etc etc etc. Not really the point. What I'm trying to say is they sort of grew up and lived together, and through most of their lives, most of them consider them family, blood related. And yes, they're not blood related, so it's not a problem. But I still think it's weird. I know that's again the whole point of the show. The whole point of the show, and they pointed out several times, is that is the thing. The older brother says, "This is what I do because you're my sister, because we are siblings. That is what I'm meant to do." The older sister, at several moments, still says, "Like, yeah, I'm the older sister. That's still what I'm meant to be." And slowly but surely, because we've already had a reveal of he marries one of them. That is a fact. That is what's going to happen. Also, just a FYI, if you want me to be like, oh, where do I feel like I take my bets? Best person. I feel like it's going to be the middle one. It's kind of seemingly that way. I don't know. But yeah, besides the point, it's very weird. So yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad in any way. It's just very weird in what it's doing. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. I hope. Wait, Smarty Pants tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you enjoy and good night.